Nowak drove from Houston to Orlando wearing diapers.
She was wearing diapers. Did she say why?
Allegedly wearing diapers.
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 The diapers.
She wore a kind of diaper.
Imagine wearing a diaper all day without changing it.
It's a story of ambition, success, and ultimately obsession. Lisa Nowak was once a national hero, a highly decorated NASA astronaut who had touched the stars. But her incredible journey was not destined to remain among the stars. In 2007, her life spiraled into a bizarre and shocking crime that would forever tarnish her legacy. This is the tragic story of Lisa Nowak, a woman whose career took her to space, but whose obsession sent her plummeting back to Earth. Lisa Nowak was born in Washington, D.C. in 1963. Her father was a computer consultant and her mother was a biologist specialist. Together with her two younger sisters, the family lived in Maryland. When she was 5 years old, she saw the moon landing and had always wanted to become an astronaut since. From an early age, Lisa was ambitious, intelligent, and laser-focused on her goal, becoming an astronaut. When she was in her final year of high school, she was accepted into both Brown University and the U.S. Naval Academy. Even though her parents wanted her to enroll in Brown University, as it was an elite Ivy League school, Lisa chose to enroll into the U.S. Naval Academy as she thought it would have a higher chance of her becoming an astronaut. However, Lisa's student life at the U.S. Naval Academy would not be smooth sailing. You see, the U.S. Naval Academy had just recently started accepting female students. Before that, the Academy only accepted male students. Some of the professors were against the Academy enrolling females, and they were not afraid to be vocal about their opinions. The professors would stand in front of the class, look directly at the female students and say, "I don't think women belong here." When faced with such treatment, Lisa was undeterred and strived on. In 1985, Lisa graduated from the prestigious U.S. Naval Academy. 2 years later, in 1987, Lisa got her wings. While she was not an astronaut drifting in space, she had become a naval flight officer in more than 30 different aircraft. Other than her career, Lisa's love life was also blooming. Lisa had met her husband, Richard Nowak, who was a fellow classmate in the U.S. Naval Academy. They got married in 1988, and several years later, in February 1992, their son was born. But Lisa had never forgotten her dreams of becoming an astronaut. She continued to pursue her studies and earned her master's degree in aeronautical engineering and an additional degree in aeronautics and astronautics. In 1996, Lisa was a step closer to her dream. She was selected by NASA for their Astronaut Corps unit. This unit is where the selected astronaut candidates will be trained by NASA. After the training, only the successful and extremely lucky candidates will be chosen to perform space missions. While Lisa was training hard as an astronaut candidate at NASA, Lisa and her husband Richard welcomed a set of twin girls in 2001. The busy mum always tried her best to juggle her home and work life. Lisa and Richard had an arrangement where they would always alternate their work schedules. This allowed one of them to always be with the children. However, in 2002, Richards was recalled to active military duty, where he participated in the war in Afghanistan, fighting for the cause of counter-terrorism. Lisa now had to bear the parenting role alone for all of her 3 young children. However, Lisa continued to strive and she was always on the move. She would train hard at NASA and return home to her young children after training. But soon, Lisa suffered a tragic loss. In 2003, NASA suffered a devastating blow with the Columbia shuttle disaster. Due to a faulty design, the shuttle disintegrated as it re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, killing all 7 astronauts on board, including one of Lisa's closest friends, Laurel Clark.
It is now 8:40 a.m. and these are pictures of their last moments alive.
Okay, Laurel.
6.5 bags.
Okay, I am going to have to give this to Laurel when she's done.
Then just 22 minutes before landing, at 8:54 in the morning, one of the shuttle's sensors showed unusual readings.
GC flight. GC flight. Fly GC. Lock the doors. Copy. Fido, do you have any tracking?
No, sir.
On 9:16 a.m., the truth dawned on Mission Control. The space shuttle was gone.
The emotional toll weighed heavily on Lisa, who many believe never fully recovered from the tragedy. Soon after, her personal life was beginning to crumble. Lisa had now been married to Richard for almost 2 decades. In the midst of their busy careers, the couple's relationship was strained. In 2004, NASA organized a survival course for some astronauts. The group was to be dropped into the remote wilderness, where they had to survive extremely cold temperatures and make their way back on foot. During the 11 days of grueling experience, Lisa grew close to one of the astronauts, named William Oefelein. William was also an astronaut candidate and was promoted to astronaut in the year 2000. During his only space mission, he was the pilot for the space shuttle. William went by the nickname Billy O, and he was a notorious player. When he met Lisa, he was already married and had 2 children. After the 11-day survival course, Lisa and William began a secret affair. William's wife filed for divorce in 2005 after she discovered their affair. William went on and moved into a small apartment where he gave Lisa a key. Lisa would often visit William in the apartment, and over time she began to leave more of her belongings there. In the midst of their secret affair, Lisa's lifelong dream was finally achieved. In July 2006, she embarked on her first mission to space as part of the STS-121 team.
7, 6, go for main engine start, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery.
As a mission specialist, Lisa's duties included operating the shuttle's robotic arm and helping ensure the safety of the crew. After spending 12 days in space, the team successfully completed their space mission and returned back to Earth. Remember the secret affair that Lisa was having with William? For Lisa, this affair wasn't just a fleeting romance. It was something deeper, something all-consuming. But for the notorious player, William, it wasn't as deep. By late 2006, he had moved on to another woman, Colleen Shipman, who was an Air Force captain. When Lisa discovered William had moved on, Lisa's jealousy spiraled into obsession. While William was away, she used the key that was given to her and entered his apartment. She snooped through his computer and discovered tons of affectionate email exchanges between William and Colleen. But Lisa didn't just read these emails. She printed thousands of them, took them with her, and began planning. Through the printed emails, Lisa learnt that Colleen had booked a flight to Orlando, and so, with a sense of grim determination, Lisa started planning. On the 4th of February 2007, Lisa drove over 900 miles from Houston to Orlando, wearing adult diapers to avoid bathroom breaks, armed with pepper spray, a BB gun, a mallet, a knife, garbage bags, and more. Her plan: confront Colleen Shipman. In the early hours of the 5th of February 2007, Colleen arrived at the Orlando International Airport. Colleen, with the blue bag, walks toward the luggage claim. Lisa keeps her distance, but trails behind her. Down the stairs, both women go. Later, we see Colleen waiting for her luggage. A few feet away, Lisa also waits. A minute later, Lisa is seen buttoning up a white trench coat. Colleen's luggage is delayed. After 2 hours, Colleen walks back to the luggage claim a second time at 3:15 a.m. Lisa again follows Colleen. Lisa knocks off her hat, but she doesn't stop to get it. The last shot on the CCTV tape is a person in trench coat running past the doors. This is where buses take people to remote airport parking lots. After collecting her luggage, Colleen took a shuttle bus to the airport's parking lot. While on the bus, she spotted a woman dressed in an eccentric outfit. The woman stalked Colleen through the bus journey all the way to the parking lot. Colleen became aware and she quickly ran to her car and locked the door. The woman in the trench coat did not give up. She approached Colleen, claiming that her boyfriend hadn't shown up and asked for a ride. Not allowing the woman into her car, Colleen offered to call for help. When Colleen slightly rolled down her window, the woman immediately pounced. Using pepper spray, she tried to force her way into Colleen's car, but Colleen acted quickly, driving off and calling the police. Lisa was arrested and charged with attempted kidnapping, burglary assault, and battery. While in jail, Lisa rambled mindlessly about her time in space. Inside her car, police found an array of disturbing items. During questioning, Lisa defended herself by saying that even though she brought with her the array of disturbing items, only the pepper spray and wig were used in the attack. She purposely left the rest of the items elsewhere, and the only reason she had the other items was because she feared Colleen might become violent. Lisa also defended herself and said she never wore diapers. According to Lisa, it had already been in her car since an evacuation drill during Hurricane Rita, which was more than a year before. She said during the 900-mile drive she only used one because she could not get into a hotel. The key word here is used, not where. During cross-examination, Detective William Benton, who was the first to discover the diapers, said that when he opened the trash bag found inside Lisa's car, he found 2 used diapers. I then asked Mrs. Nowak why she had the baby diapers. Mrs. Nowak said she did not want to stop and use the restroom, so used the diapers to collect her urine. The detective also photographed tons of evidence, but he failed to photograph the 2 used diapers he found in the car. This omission allowed some wiggle room for Lisa and her lawyer. Regardless of whether Lisa was wearing the diapers, the use of diapers is no mystery to astronauts, and the devices were used during launching, landing, and spacewalks. The devices are especially useful during a takeoff. This is because when you do a takeoff, and you have all that pressure pressing against your body, it presses against your bladder too. And boom, everything goes out, you're going to wet your pants, so it's good to have a diaper on. Back in the questioning, Lisa's lawyer also argued that Lisa was not properly advised of her Miranda rights, and so the police interrogation was not included in the trial as evidence. The audio recordings of the interrogation was later released to the public, where Lisa hints of her affection for fellow astronaut William.
You were the companion, but now you're not.
I still feel like I'm a companion.
Would you wait for her?
Would I wait for what?
For him to finish with her?
I don't know that he was in a position of exclusively dating one person. I don't know that.
Okay.
In the end, Lisa Nowak accepted a plea deal to avoid a lengthy trial. She pleaded guilty to reduced charges.
How do you plead?
Guilty?
As to the charge of battery, misdemeanor battery, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Her sentence? A year of probation with no jail time. The judge also told Lisa she needed to perform 50 hours of community service and write a sincere letter of apology to Colleen Shipman, and she was never to have any contact with the couple. In court, Lisa turned to Colleen and apologized.
I am sincerely sorry for causing fear and misunderstanding and all of the intense public exposure that you have suffered.
Colleen Shipman was not happy with the sentence. She told the court, it was in her eyes, a blood-chilling expression of limitless rage and glee. I am 100% certain Lisa Nowak came here to murder me. But while her legal troubles were over, her life was in ruins. Her husband shortly divorced her and she got custody of all 3 children. NASA dismissed her, and in 2010 the Navy also forced her into early retirement. Since her conviction, Lisa Nowak has disappeared from the public eye. It's alleged that she now lives a quiet life as a teacher. In an effort to shield herself from further scrutiny, Lisa successfully sealed her criminal case, but the memories of it will live on. William was later also dismissed from NASA and the Navy. Shortly after, Colleen also decided to retire from the Air Force. William and Colleen moved on, eventually marrying and having a son together. They are now writers, where Colleen had published her first book. What do you guys think of the case? Do you think the pressure of being an astronaut, the death of her close friend, and her failing marriage led to her snapping?